Hi everyone, welcome back to Caprine Cottage. My name is Anne, and today I'm gonna put this in the Caprine Craft series, but it's also sort of gonna be its own mini series. So if you are hoping for a video where you get an end product at the end, you're not going to today. So I'm sorry about that, but I think you won't be disappointed. I think you'll like to kind of go on this journey with me. So if you have seen my Central New York Fiber Festival video, I'll put a card. You know that I bought an Icelandic fleece and that I intend to make some kind of I want to say historical reconstruction cloth slash garment, but I think it's going to be a little bit more loose than that. I don't intend to do it 100%. Historical accuracy is not my number one, concern or goal with this project. I just want to make something that is close, but also using slightly more modern techniques just for, convenience and sort of time reasons, I guess. I don't really know what to say, except that I just don't have all the equipment and I sort of don't desire to acquire that equipment or, spend the time sort of doing it. But, so I've made some progress on my fleece. I'm going to do a little bit more and show you guys after this kind of what I've been working on. But I thought I would show you some of what I have accomplished so far. So if you haven't seen that video or you don't remember, I acquired a black, I'll hold this up. Come on, baby. There we go. A black Icelandic fleece, and it is very beautifully double coated, as you saw there. And so I have been working on and off since I got it in June. When did I go? I guess it was June. Working on separating the undercoat from those outer guard hairs, and I don't have a set of combs, like wool combs, and again, it's not even that I don't want them, I just don't feel like it's something that I need right now. I'm happy to separate the coats without them, even if it takes a little bit longer for this project, and generally I just spin the Shetland fleeces that I'm used to working with often are sort of double coated, but I kind of just blend it all together and I like the yarn that produces. So I don't necessarily foresee myself using a set of combs very much, so that's why I didn't buy any. But anyway, I'm sort of rambling. I have separated quite a bit of this fleece, maybe about 1/4. There's a lot there. But I thought I'd show you kind of what it looks like separated, and then, you'll see some footage of me doing the separating after this clip. But so I have 2 bags here, and I'm already just going to say sorry for any crinkling. Everything's in plastic. It's loud. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. But, so I have this one bag and I'll take this out. This is all of the guard hairs that I've separated. And I tried really hard to keep them all aligned with each other so you can kind of see what this looks like. It's sort of weird. It honestly kind of almost looks like dirty human hair. I don't know, that's sort of what it reminds me of, which I guess is a little weird, but also kind of cool. I don't know. And so yeah, everything needs to be washed still, so we're going to do some of that later too. But so I have about this much of top hair, and this will be spun to become the weft of the weaving. But as you can see, I feel I think I need to do more. I don't know how much of this fleece I'm going to use, but I didn't weigh this, but I feel like it's not that much. And I'm not totally sure. I have to do more reading. I was reading in Woven into the Earth and Medieval Garments Reconstructed, and they talk about spinning the undercoat, but not as much about spinning this outer coat. And I think you kind of just do it. This is all the fiber prep you need once this is washed, because when you comb it, it would just sort of be a line like this, and then you just spin off of it. If someone has done a project like this before or just knows more, feel free to comment or guide me, because I don't think I'm going to spin this top portion or start spinning this top portion for a little bit longer. So yeah, that's what that looks like. And then post crinkling, sorry, I have this very full bag of undercoat because this has so much more air in it, and then like a little bit more. But so I'll take some of this out so you can kind of see the difference. So it's just like so amazing to me that one fleece can produce such incredibly different fibers. Yeah, so this is just like super fluffy. And so I'm going to do a little bit more of separating, and then I'm going to wash. I don't know if I'm going to wash the guard hairs yet or just this undercoat, but I'm definitely going to wash the undercoat and then fluff it up. And hopefully, if there's time, I have sometime today and then tomorrow, and I'm hoping that this will dry in time that I can start spinning this. And so I had originally planned to hand card this into roll eggs to spin, but I was reading in the book and it says that they would have just had the combs. They didn't have hand carders, like they came later, like they didn't have, it just didn't exist in their society. And so all they did would have been to separate it with the combs, wash it ahead of time and separate it or whatever order. But then just sort of like fluff this up and spin from the cloud. So I think I'm just going to try that because it saves me a bunch of time to do that. So I'm hoping that it will produce a fluffy enough weft, because that was sort of my goal with the idea of roll eggs, was that it's going to create a woolen spun yarn that's like has a lot more air and it's more fluffy. And so I'm hoping that spinning from the cloud will produce a similar effect. And maybe samples will have to be made, I'm not sure. But so far it's just been such a joy to work with this fleece and to really see how very different these two kinds of fiber are. Let me hold it in front of the white wall. Oh, there you go. How they're so incredibly different, but they come from the same exact animal. Yeah, so I hope you enjoy this. Like I said, I'm hoping to have, I'm guessing this is going to be, I'm thinking at least 4 parts and over the course of maybe the next 6 months, because this project is sort of a behemoth and it's not something that I'm working on, like it's not my main focus. It's sort of something I do on the side if it's, I feel the need to work with some like more rustic, like unprocessed fiber, which I feel like sometimes I just feel that where I like need to be touching it. I like to work, I just really, I don't know, there's something inside me. I love to have either yarn or just feel the raw fiber on my hands. So yeah, I think, oh, I was saying that there's going to be multiple parts. So I think it's going to be 4 parts. There's going to be this part that's fiber prep and hopefully spinning some undercoat. Then there's going to be a second part that is finishing spinning, washing the finished yarn, showing it, all of that sort of thing. Then there's going to be a third part that's going to be dressing the loom, getting the loom ready, and weaving. And then there will be one final part that will be showing, processing the finished cloth, and then sewing it into whatever garment I decide to make. And I have no idea what I want to make out of it just yet. It might be something small, like I might just make one of the hoods. I would love to make a full garment, but my brain is so not even to that point yet, and it feels so far away. Yeah, so sorry this was a little chaotic. I hope that I can edit this together in a way that makes sense and is cohesive. But yeah. So we'll just do a little fiber prep and then some washing, and hopefully everything will dry overnight and we can reconvene tomorrow and do some spinning. Oh, and yeah, I'm going to spin it on a spinning wheel instead of a drop spindle. I don't know if I said that already. But so that's sort of like my modifications. I'm not going to use a drop spindle. I'm going to use a spinning wheel. And I'm not going to use the warp weighted loom. I'm just going to use a horizontal modern floor loom. And then I'm not using the wool combs because I wasn't going to buy them. Yeah, okay, anyway, see you in a little bit. Sorry if this is chaotic already. I don't know. try really hard to keep it all in my head and keep it together, and then here we are. Okay, I'm back. So it probably doesn't even look like a different place to you, because it's not. But down here, I guess here, I'll just, even while I'm sitting here, I'm going to take a little video of this angle so you can see what I'm looking at. But so I have the fleece. It's on the floor on a cloth here. I just can't get everything in the frame. I could sit on the floor, but that just feels really uncomfortable, so I don't feel like doing that. But I'm going to work on separating some of the sections, and then we can just do that together a little bit so you can kind of see what my process is. So I'm trying to sit up straight and show you. So I have like a little section of fleece. I don't know how much it weighs, not much, so it's just a small section. And then you can see it sort of has these natural openings, like where it wants to sort of separate anyway. You can see that right here. So then I just gently pull that apart until I have just a little piece. And then I try to, actually I think I'm going to separate this again. Try to just have little pieces to work with, because I think it's easier and it goes faster this way. It feels really slow when I talk you through it, but when I just do it by myself, it doesn't take very long. And then what I do, I feel like I should be doing this on a white background. I didn't think about that when I bought this fleece, that buying a dark colored fleece is really hard to show, especially as a dark haired human. But what can you do? I also feel like I'm going to prefer a darker colored garment because I didn't want to dye it. So pros and cons of every step. But okay, so now I've done this. So I have all of the guard hairs from this little section. And all I do is just pull. I have to have a good grip though. Pull on the top hairs. And ta-da! It's separated. Oh my gosh. Here. Can you see? I don't know. I have to be able to see. You can see. But so now it's separate. And then here's like a little piece where I think there's going to be some guard hairs mixed in with the underfluff, but I don't know. I'm not a purist. I'm sure that if I had combs, it might be a little bit better. And I was reading in the book too, and they were talking about how there was like not just two grades of wool, sort of. It was like there was the guard hairs, there was the soft stuff, and then there was like stuff that was sort of in the middle that contained a little bit of both. And so maybe my underneath part will be a little bit like that. But then I just separate them into their respective bags. And I just feel like, for me, the Ziplocs are just the easiest, at least for now. You know, I would love to be aesthetic and have like separate baskets, and I could set that up so it looked like I was doing that, but I'm not. And as much as I want everything to be really aesthetically beautiful, I also think it's really good to just show you guys sort of the reality of what my fiber prep looks like, where a lot of times it's not necessarily glamorous. It's just plastic bags. Yeah, so then it just goes into its two bags, and then I get to do that like approximately 2 million more times, which I actually really like it. I think it's really, really relaxing to do this kind of work. It feels really like ancestrally connective for me. And so sometimes I just like to, and I love to like put on, you know, like a podcast or something. There's something about like doing this kind of work while listening to someone tell a story that feels, even if you're doing it like in a modern way, you know, with like television or podcast or whatever, it feels very appropriate in a way that's connective, I guess. I don't know. I do feel like it's not something I talk about a ton, but my, like for me, working with fiber is also like very much, I'm going to say spiritual, but that feels a little, I don't know, maybe it's just weird to say out loud, but it does feel like a spiritual sort of practice. It feels like a connective ancestral practice. And those sorts of things have become like very large themes in my life in the last few years, and sort of finding ways to sort of connect with your ancestors, however that may be. So this feels like something that's like very human. Yeah, and so to connect the storytelling piece, even if it's in a modern way, feels very, you know, you can sort of put yourself in that mindset of where humans would have been around, you know, a communal hearth or something like that in the winter, and maybe someone was telling stories, maybe someone was cooking, maybe someone was spinning or fiber prep or all of those things. So yeah, maybe that's a little out there. I don't know. I have a feeling that others who watch this channel will understand that and agree with that. But yeah. Yeah, and there is one, this will be the last thing I say, and then we'll cut to like fast forward mode or whatever. But one thing I am sort of eliminating, I don't really know how this would have been handled. I honestly feel like it might have been ignored, but there are neps, which is, you know, like second cuts in the fleece where like the shearer went back and clipped off just a little tiny short bit, and I am picking those out. I don't know if historically those would have been left in or removed, but I just know that in my yarn, I find them sort of annoying. So, like when I'm spinning, so I'm just picking those out, and I have been actually throwing them out, which maybe other people are like, horror. But if I kept, I mean, I just like put them in the compost. But like if I kept like every piece of like scrap wool from picking, I would be drowning in it. So I pretty much just toss them. But I also have been thinking that we have like one set, maybe this is so boring, I don't know, but we have one set of 3 wool dryer balls, and I was thinking that maybe they're kind of old, and it might be nice to have more than 3, so I might end up saving some discard wool, like little neps and stuff, to make some of those. I've never made them myself. The last set I bought like a million years ago, and they have served us well. But a friend of mine was saying, I was like, oh, like we have 3, and she's like, oh, you need way more than 3. So I have lots of access to stuff to make them. So I was thinking maybe I'd make some. Yeah, okay, that's it though. No more talking. Hi, everybody. So, sorry, this is just not the best angle. Okay, here I am. This is not flattering probably, but whatever. So I have filled this bucket here. It's a big red bucket. It's a muck tub. If you're a horse girl or you have livestock, you know what a muck tub is. But this is one that I reserve for non-poop related activities, I guess. I use it for like yard waste or if I need to wash something like this. And so I've just added some power scour in here. And this is incredibly hot tap water. We keep our water heater pretty high, so it's plenty to clean fleeces. I think maybe I mentioned that in my fleece cleaning video. I'll make a thing, what do you call it, a card. But this fleece specifically, I have quite a bit of it, this Icelandic fleece, and it's very dirty, so I'm doing it in a bucket instead of in the sink. So I kind of didn't go over that in my fleece processing video, but I did put a little disclaimer in the description. But generally, and like if I'm washing just like a very small amount of fleece and the fleece is pretty clean, like it doesn't feel lanolin heavy, I do wash it in the sink. But I would say that that's maybe I recommend against that, depending on what your plumbing system is like. If you live on municipal water, definitely don't do it. And also like sort of, you know, like my partner Caleb was a contractor and house builder before we were farmers. And so like, I've never had a problem with it affecting the plumbing, but I also know that if for some reason it did affect the plumbing, like we would not have to call a plumber. But like, if you don't have those skills or like you live yet like on municipal sewer water, I would not wash. Or like you rent, absolutely not. But for me, if I do small quantities, I have had no issue But if I have a really dirty fleece or if I'm washing a lot, like quantity a lot at once, I definitely recommend doing it in some kind of other container. But yeah, so I put some Power Scour in here. I'm just going to stir it up. And then, ooh, messy. I have my 2 bags of Icelandic undercoat. It's really stinky. But so I'm going to put these in here and change the angle so then you can see. And yeah, then we'll rinse it out and all that stuff. Okay. So you can see it's already going right into the water, but I'm just going to push this down. Wow, it's so dirty. Oh my gosh. It's not even like dirty necessarily. It's just like cheap, like lanolin and stuff. But yeah, so that I'm going to leave in here for, usually I do about 20 minutes. Don't agitate it, just get it submerged. And then I'm going to rinse it out and lay it out to dry until tomorrow. And then I'll see you then. I can't really wait. Bye. Here is all of the wet wool. So here's to hoping that it dries by tomorrow. Hey everyone, it is the next day. So the wool dried, so that's really nice. I think I did it early enough in the day. I have it all right here in this basket. So it's super clean and fluffy. It is so soft. I would expect nothing different because it is the undercoat of the sheep. But anyway, so yesterday I was saying that I didn't think that, I guess I could leave this up here, that I wanted to card this because it sort of wouldn't have been historically appropriate. And so I was just going to like do this, you know, and open up the locks and spin from this cloud. But I just don't know. I don't know if I can produce a nice yarn with this method. So I think, like I said, I really am on the fence because, you know, like I said, I'm not really striving for historical accuracy. That's, you know, not the goal of this project. There's some kind of VM or something in that piece. You know, like that's not the goal of this project. I'm not trying to make like a museum worthy replica or anything like that. I just sort of want to explore this breed of sheep, and like kind of the way that the wool was traditionally used is really beautiful to me because it uses all parts of it. And I think sometimes people don't value more sort of rustic sheep breeds because it can be scratchy, but I think there could be a way to utilize both types of the wool. So anyway, all that is to say, I think I'm going to hand card. I'm not going to drum card, but I think I might card roll eggs. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm so out of practice hand carding. So you guys are going to go with me on this. So if my technique is not good, don't say anything. I'm sorry. It's been, since I got my drum carder a few years ago, I very rarely hand card. And I used to be pretty good at it. And I definitely just am super out of practice. So yeah, I don't know really what else to say about that, except that I just haven't done it in a long time. I do really also like, I like to spin from roll eggs. And also I got to get my like hand carding skills back up to snuff now that I have that great wheel so that I can spin roll eggs on that. So maybe it's all meant to be. I don't know. Oh, I'm realizing you can't see what I'm doing. I'll show you after I put some more wool on here. But, so yeah, I am still picking these open so that they're a little bit more fluffy. I do feel like, I think might be because this is so fine, this undercoat, but it didn't felt, but it did like clump together really intensely during the washing process. So there you go. I'll put it close. So it's just some fluffed up locks on there. to move forward so I can rest this on my knee. I really feel like I should move the camera so you guys can see. Maybe I will in a minute. Just don't judge my my lack of carding skills. I do think this is going to make like the most beautiful yarn. I'm really excited about it though. It is so soft. Whoa. Yes, I'm so sloppy. You guys can't see, but it's a little chaotic over here. I don't have like very good control of the fiber. Oh, it's so beautiful though. Okay, let's see. This does have a pretty short staple length, so not a whole lot of rolling going on, but just enough, I think. There she is. One done. Now I have to make 200 more. Just kidding. I don't know how many it will be, but it'll be a few. So I think for you, I'm going to, can't see how much room I have. I'm gonna lower this a little bit. Hopefully you can see my hands a little bit better. And yeah, I'll just do a little bit more and then I'll touch base with you when I decide to go to the spinning wheel. I'm really looking forward to this because I haven't spun any like woolen prepped yarn in a really long time, mainly just because I have the drum carder. It's really easy. And I guess you could pull it off in a way that it would still be like that, but nothing compares to spinning roll eggs. So I'm excited to do that because I haven't, it's literally been years because I just don't do it anymore, or I buy commercially prepped fiber. So yeah, I hope you enjoy watching me card. Also, I think I'm going to insert this maybe like back before, so maybe this feels like a little funny and out of order for you watching it, but I did forget to mention about my cards. So these are from Shacked. They're curved cards. And, you know, they're modern new cards. I bought these a long time ago now. I want to say in 2019. And I had used, my sister-in-law has a Luette pair that I didn't like. They're flat cards. I'm sure they're perfectly fine, but I just realized that I really do prefer a curved card. So I bought these ones from Shacked. I think I bought them from the Woolery. They were, at the time, not very expensive. Like, they were on the less expensive side of hand cards. I have no idea what I paid, and at this point, everything has gone up in price so much that I'm sure they're more. But I do highly recommend. I recommend all Shacked products, actually. Like, I've never used one that I didn't like. I have spun on their spinning wheels and used their, you know, like my friend has more than one Shacked loom. I don't know how many she has, but I've woven on one. And I just think they make beautiful products. So, yeah, I just thought I would insert this here in case anybody was interested. I have tried an assortment of hand cards. Like I said, I, you know nothing to say about Luette. I'm sure they, and I don't even know if that's how you pronounce that. I'm sure they make great products. I just don't think I like a flat card so much. And maybe I would over time, but I just love how a curved card will sit against your thigh like this. So then you don't have to sort of brace it as much. Like, it fits with the curve of your body really nicely. And also, yes, these are, it is marked. Luckily, I had a feeling that I would remember, but they are 72 TPI, which is, I feel like, kind of my go-to. It's kind of, you know, I don't really work with super fine wools, so they're a nice middle of the road. Though I am saying this is very, very fine, and I think more TPI would be maybe beneficial, but if this is working completely fine, it's good enough. So yeah, I'm going to keep working. I'm hoping to card up enough roll eggs to then maybe spin some today. Yeah, and then we'll touch base then. Hopefully my basket will be full. Hi. This time. Hi everybody. So welcome back. Is it the next day? It might be 2 days from now. From then? Oh my gosh, I don't know. Since we last spoke, it's been a day or two, maybe 2 days. I don't know. This week has been totally insane. But anyway, I have some roll eggs. It's not necessarily enough. I need to do more, but I thought I would start spinning now because, well, I need a break anyway, but then also while I have the light, I can at least talk you through the spinning bit a little bit and film some of that, even if I continue to spin later into the night. But you can only really see it now. But so I was, again, referencing this book. I'll link this down below, but I've talked about this book and Woven into the Earth multiple times. This one is called Medieval Garments Reconstructed. But that's pretty much the source material I'm using right now. I have read some other things, but this is nice and easy. But so in this book, it says that what we're spinning now or processing now is going to be the weft fiber, so the fiber that goes back and forth on the cloth as it's being woven. And it says all of the weft yarns found in this find in Greenland were S spun, so that's going to be my wheel going counterclockwise, like it's going to come this way, and at about 35 degrees. And so I don't think I'm going to be so good at maintaining that, like the twist at that angle. Like I'm going to do the best I can, but these are all spun as singles, and I'm not the best at making balanced singles when I spin. I try my hardest, obviously, but I'm used to spinning 2-ply yarn, which kind of balances itself a little bit nicer. But I'm going to try. And yeah, I'm going to do some spinning now, and we can hang out together and do that. I'm trying to remember if there was anything else that I wanted to add to that. I've actually been really enjoying the process of hand carding the roll eggs. It's like really nice and relaxing, and I can do it anywhere because I just need the cards and the wool. Yeah, that's about that. I'm just going to spin a little bit. Maybe at some point I'll bring you over to see like what my hands are doing, if I can. Yeah, but that's about it. We'll get right into it. Maybe I have to show you this cat. I have another cat here, and you haven't met him yet. Do you want to come up? Come on. He doesn't want to jump on the book. Hold on. Come on. There he is. So this is Nif. Can you look over there? Oh, he didn't want to look. He just wants to be hugged. But this is Nif. This is our big kitty. He's our old man kitty. We don't really. How old is Nif? I don't know. We kind of don't know how old he is, but he could be anywhere from like 7 to 10 years old. So he's not that old, but he's our old man. We love him. He's a giant boy. He weighs like 13 pounds. But yeah, I guess he wants to have cuddle time now. Normally I would just spin around him, and maybe I'll try, but it's hard when you're getting started to spin around a cat. He would literally sit, like, if I could, like, you know, like, there's that girl on TikTok that, like, straps her cat in, like, a baby sling. Like, he's that kind of cat. Like, if I could just, like, attach him to my body, he would be so happy. But I might not be. Yeah. Okay. Let's see if I can move some stuff without disturbing him. Move the basket. Move the spinning wheel. Now, so I'm not totally sure like how finely I should spin this. I'm gonna assume it's pretty finely spun. So I'm gonna do the best I can. Oh, and the squeak is back. I forgot that my wheel is now just permanently squeaky. I feel like this is more than 35 degrees, but I don't have, just eyeballing it, I don't have a protractor or anything. It looks more sort of like 45, so I don't know, just gonna sort of wing it, I guess. Hi. You can see me in a different way, but here is a nice little fluff of yarn. It's never gonna focus. But so then, yeah, when you spin roll eggs, or when I spin roll eggs, I just start from one end and pull back. I am noticing as I'm spinning this that this wool has a lot of little like bumps and stuff, but we're striving for good enough, not perfect here in this, trying to not be a perfectionist. But so I just thought you guys would want to see my hands doing the hands thing. I always feel like it's really hard because I move a lot when I spin, like move my arms, so I'll do the best I can. And yeah, you might not hear any of this anyway. I might just cut it out because the wheel is so squeaky. I will probably cover this whole section with music, but that's all. Hey everyone, so I know you can't see me and I'm just gonna make this really quick because I'm about to walk out the door to go to a farmer's market, but I just finished spinning the singles and I just want to show them to you what it looks like before I wet finish it real quick. But then hopefully tomorrow morning I'm just gonna do a quick little wrap up and show you how it looks all done. Okay, bye. Hi everyone, welcome back. It's the final sort of wrap up day here for this project. I'm a little behind schedule, so I think you're going to be seeing this a day late. I'm sorry for that, but I hope you feel like it was worth the wait. This week has been crazy. This time of year is so crazy for us. You'll see in next week's video, it'll be a vlog style video, so you'll get to see a little bit of like the other things that have been happening while I'm working on this. I wish that all of my time could be spent doing just fiber art stuff, but there's a lot of other moving pieces, and I actually have been sort of working, doing actual like farm labor less, but I still have a lot of things going on here. I still have markets to go to, and I still have, it's like food. I've seen a lot of people posting being like, it's squirrel season, And I feel like I'm in super squirrel mode. So it's just like putting away all the food for the winter and harvesting everything. And I made great progress. So you'll get to see that next week. But anyway, so I did finish one little skein of yarn. I actually haven't weighed it, but I have it right here. Right before this, you will have seen a clip of what it looked like before I wet finished it. But I'm going to hold it up now so you can see it. Maybe you can tell a difference. Maybe you can't. There we go. So that's what it looks like. And I'm really, really pleased with this. I'm super excited to like spin more. So I have, here, I'll show you. I'll just set this here. But I have this much left. Oh, sorry, those are heavy. I'm also seeing that my battery's dying, so we might get cut off. But I have this much left of the washed undercoat that I had picked, I had separated. So I still have a lot more carding and a lot more spinning to do on the undercoat. And then for the outer coat, I've been doing more reading about Vaðmál and like this process. And I spent like so much of the beginning of this video being like, I'm not going to buy combs. And I'm not, but I do think I need combs. And I reached out to a fiber friend of mine and she said that she has a set of combs that I can borrow. Because I think for spinning the hair, like the top part, I really need the combs to make essentially comb to top. So at least I don't have to make that investment because if I end up loving this process, I will probably buy my own set, but I'm just not totally sure like if I'm going to continue doing this. Like this whole project and process is very much like an exploration of fiber and trying to use the whole fleece and working towards the strengths of the way that the different fibers act on a single animal. So yeah, we'll see. Maybe I love this and I want to continue doing it and making this kind of cloth. But for now, it's just sort of like an exploration and seeing what that is. Because I also would love, like I said, I really would like to buy some more Icelandic fleeces. And I would like to do a project where I just do like a modern preparation and I just wash the whole thing and then card it all together. Like card the under hair and the top hair together. So yeah, I would love to like do both of those and kind of, you know, see the differences a little bit. But yeah, I don't know. I feel a little scattered. I'm so sorry if this is a little chaotic. I filmed this over the course of, I think 5 days. So I started on Sunday, or no, yes, Sunday. And it's now Friday. So like normally my video would be going up in like an hour and a half. But there's no way I can get it done in that amount of time. So it will go up tomorrow on Saturday. That's when you're going to be seeing this. And yeah, I think I've touched on almost everything else. Next week is a vlog video. And like I said, you'll be seeing all of the squirrel activities. And then the week after that will be a podcast episode. And I have some, if you're on my Instagram, you've seen some things. So I have some updates for you on some projects and some choices were made. So yeah, if you don't follow me over there, I do post like little tidbits there in case, like before I make a podcast episode. So check out my Instagram, check out my Ravelry. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps me out. If you like this video enough that you want to stick around and see more content like this, please subscribe. I really appreciate it. Many of you have done that, and I'm so, so grateful as always. And yeah, so once a month we'll get one of these Caprine craft videos, and I'm hoping for the next maybe 4 to 5 months it will be on this project, the Vaðmál project. So yeah, maybe I will get bored though and just like intersperse something else, but it will all be sort of like non-knitting craft. Okay, sorry, right as I was saying goodbye, the camera died. So I'm just here to say goodbye. Thank you for watching, and I hope I see you very soon. Bye.